What's up guys, Dick Opinion here, and I might start making these new series called Unpopular Opinions, where I talk about stuff that I'm really not into that a lot of people are. So I'm gonna start this off simple. Let's talk about Mario Odyssey. So it came out last year, and basically let's get it out the way. Last year's game of the year was Breath of the Wild. It was amazing. I put over 200 hours into it. It was grand. And Mario is not even in the top 10 for Game of the Year last year. So I beat Mario Odyssey. I put about 28 hours into it beating it, and then I put about 10 more just messing around. So I put about 30 hours into Mario Odyssey, and that's one of my main problems with it. There isn't anything to do in it. Once you beat it, you end up having these like boss mode, challenge mode, where you have to go and kill the bosses in a row without dying, which is very hard, very painful, and something that I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to play some Dark Souls type friggin' Mario game. I wasn't entertained by that at all. If anything, I was hoping that maybe throughout this game, instead of just showing Mario's side, it could show Peach's side as well, and you could play as both Mario and Peach from different outlooks and different caps and different levels, or hell, you could even use the same levels just with different takes on them. And I thought that'd be really cool, but it didn't. It literally just ended within like 20 hours. You get the credits, you know, she kind of disses Mario and takes his Odyssey and goes looks around herself, and it's kind of a crappy ending. And so after you beat it, you're stuck with going back to the levels and finding stars. Now, you know, in something like Mario 64, that worked really good. You could like, you know, before you go beat the main thing, you could just go back and like go to certain levels and it would show you which stars you have to go at. You'd pick which one you'd go for and it'd be a different scenario in the same map, but you'd get all the stars eventually. This one, you know, I think it had some sort of thing that showed you where some stars were, but the thing about this is, it wasn't about like finding epic moons. It wasn't about like, oh, I found these moons. It wasn't cool like it was in Mario 64. It was a hide and seek game. So you basically have to go to the levels and just stumble across a moon, or go into a corner and stumble there for 30 minutes in the same spot looking for something different over and over. There's a few hints, but they weren't like levels. They were just go back into this little mini world, play in it, hopefully stumble across some stars, maybe get a hint from Toad or some amiibos, but it's nothing that's actually leading you there, giving you any insight, changing the level at all. And it was just kind of just lame going back to the same level and it not changing. Like Mario 64, you'd pick a different star and the level would change. You'd race through the level. You would go find and fight a boss in this part. You'd go find like six coins or something in this part. But in this one, it didn't have them in levels. It just was like, here's the open world, go figure it out. And it was just kind of too boring in that sense. So another thing about Mario Odyssey is the levels themselves. And that's what I can't really stress on, is that there were a good sizable levels, but only 3 or 4 of those levels were worth going back to. Some of the levels, like for instance, they had one level where you just go to, and it was like 3 parts of a couple things you could fight, and just a like dragon sitting there. And those are a part that you can make them fly away and do a little battle, but after that battle, if you go back there, there's absolutely nothing. And there is like at least like 5 stages that are like that. They're completely empty, and so there's only about 3 or 4 stages that are actually good. And you go to those stages and they are open world and they have little thing to the left, little thing for the right, but damn square in the middle of them is the normal Mario stage that you would see, that you would do a 2D side scrolling through. You jump through this, you jump through that, you do the all the jumps to the end to get to the flag. That's like the normal Mario stuff, right? And that's what would be in the middle of these levels. So you had 4 of them like that, and the rest were just mediocre little things that you would never go back to. So you go back to those 4, you find a couple more moons, you unlock a couple more cosmetics, and you put about 30 hours into it, and then you go, there's nothing left to do. I rolled the credit screen. Why would I keep looking for moons? It's not going to give me anything. I don't want to fight this Dark Souls hard-ass ending in-game stuff at all. And either you start a new game, or you just roam around the stuff that you already have, but it's pretty boring by now because you've already roamed around it for a long time trying to find more moons. Like, you know, the few levels you can go back to are fun, but there's no guidance to what you're supposed to do after you find the main obvious moons. And once you put 30, maybe 40 hours at max, that's your Mario Odyssey. And I'm sorry, but if I'm spending $60 in a game, I want at least 60 hours out of it. And Mario didn't deliver. He really didn't. So, I mean, Like I said, I might start this series where I ramble about games like this. I don't know. I just really been having this taste in my mouth about Mario Odyssey. A lot of people kiss its ass, and it really pisses me off. It wasn't a bad game. I had fun of it. I beat it. I played it, but it only gave me 30 hours, and I just feel like I deserve more. We waited a long time for this game, and when it came out, it felt like a very shallow, empty, half-assed version of the game. It felt like it needed more time to be double of what it was. It's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below. I don't care if you have a different opinion of me. Just don't call me an asshole for dissing the game, and we'll get along, okay? Talk to you guys later. Like the video for more, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.